Hello and welcome to the Vagrants on Vacation. Today we are visiting Ludlow Castle, and even though we have been to Ludlow before in previous videos, which we will link, this time we are going to take you to the castle. We're going to have fun, we're going to have adventures. I love a good castle, I don't know about you. We're going to have food, we're going to have a lovely time. The weather hopefully is going to be good. So why don't you sit back, grab a cuppa and watch how our day unfolds.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, hello! We are back.
From where?
Winter.
Oh, yeah.
The sun is out. We have come out of hibernation.
I've still got my winter beard on. I was working busy Christmas Eve.
We've had a little bit of a rocky beginning start of the year, haven't we, with a few family things and whatnot. But we are here, and today we are going to Ludlow Castle and Ludlow.
Yes, famous for food, Ludlow.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know that?
No, and hasn't it got something like 400 and something listed buildings in?
Yeah.
We have done a previous video where we did a little practice walk for when we went to Norfolk last year, so I'll link that in the description box if you want to go and have a look at that. But today we're going to go and look at the castle. So, let's go.
Let's go. See you later, alligators.
Isn't that one of the oldest? Yeah. God, don't they all say that though? We're the oldest. Set in the glorious bustling market town of Ludlow, the castle has superb views over the Shropshire countryside. Walk through the castle grounds and explore the ancient lodgings of kings, queens, princes, judges and the nobility. A glimpse into the lifestyle of medieval and Tudor society. Built in the 11th century as a border stronghold, Ludlow Castle has been involved in some of the most significant moments of British history.
Built by Roger de Lacy only 20 years after the Norman conquest, it was later enlarged in the 14th century by Roger Mortimer and was involved in the Wars of the Roses as the home of Richard, Duke of York. The castle became Crown property in 1461 and became the seat of the Council of the Marches, keeping order over the Welsh border. In 1501, Prince Arthur, elder brother of Henry VIII, brought his bride, Catherine of Aragon, to Ludlow before his early death 6 months later. Catherine later married Henry VIII, and their daughter, Mary Tudor, Mary I, spent 3 winters at Ludlow from 1525 to 1528.
Sir Henry Sidney lived and worked in the castle as president of the Council of the Marches for 20 years in the 16th century. He was responsible for the last major extension to the castle. By 1811, the ruins were purchased from the Crown by the Earl of Powys and remain privately owned and maintained by the family. The castle is host to several festivals throughout the year, including Live in Ludlow music event and the Ludlow Food Festival. Well, here we are at Ludlow Castle.
In Shropshire.
Great place. We're sat at the moment where they would have had all the blacksmiths and
Castle Green, probably.
yeah, the leather tan, like the making the leather stuff and all that. No, as in like the making things. You know,
yeah, the workers, not the tanners.
Yeah, not the tanners. Tanners will
Be miles
down
away
by the
'cause they
river.
Stink. Yeah, stick on piss. Shit. Well, that's what they did it with.
Yes, I know they did. So yeah, it's a great place just to roam around and basically do what you like. There are steps up to the towers, as you will have seen in part of the video, but they are quite uneven
And steep.
and steep. So if you are of a fragile,
Disposition.
then I would probably say don't bother.
But you get good views of the surrounding countryside and town.
At the moment it's Easter,
Lots of
and
fun.
the dragon that you saw earlier on, she has laid eggs around the place, and you have to find them. I think there's one. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but it's
Green one.
just there. So the kids are all running around with
Bits of paper.
bits of paper trying to find these
I think
eggs.
it's an anagram at the end of it.
Oh, was there a letter for each?
Yeah, so that, yeah. I think it spells
Okay.
castle.
It's very quiet.
Nice place to have a picnic.
Yeah, and they have concerts here as well, which I'll be quite interested.
And you can get married here.
Yes, you can get married here, and it's £9 to get in, and you get a little code on the bottom to use the toilet, which I will be using when I leave.
It's one of the nicest toilets in London.
Well, I don't know, the church that we have the coffee
yeah.
in, that's quite nice, and the library is quite nice toilet. But if you use that, you have to use that before 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
Oh, is it closed?
Yeah, the library closes after that. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. Nice day out. Relaxing. They have market here on Saturdays as well.
Yeah, you'll have seen that too. We're going to get, well, I'm going to go and have a look in a couple of shops, and then we're going to get some
Pork.
hot pork. Tom's cake was
Nice.
gluten-free,
It was nice. Lemony.
and I had a raspberry
Baked
something or
raspberry.
other. Yeah, that was nice too. Right, we'll see you in a bit. And of course, like everywhere else, you leave through the gift shop. This gift shop's quite good though, because upstairs they have a section where they have archaeological digs and things like that. But these are some of the handmade wares that you can pick up. There were some really nice pieces actually in this place if you wanted something a little bit more unusual and locally crafted. And some of these pictures and paintings were fabulous. So I shall put on some music and we can peruse all of this together, and then I'll go to a great antique shop that has some amazing vintage clothes and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that.